So today we fed the littles right here inside the pasture, the side pasture. And whereas everyone else comes to the fence to the food to eat, Pablo refuses to go over on that side because he's not a little, y'all. You need to get your facts straight. Pablo is not a little. Instead, he puts his head through the fence to eat. But he's gonna make sure that, unlike the other ducks, and of course the goats, the alpacas, the pigs, no, Pablo is not a little. And y'all need to remember that, because y'all, too many people are calling him a cute little, but he's not a little, which is why he's on this side of the fence with me. Right, Pablo? That's right. Which is why he's over here with me, not over here with all of his own kind. Except for that, this is not his kind. Except for I'm his kind. I am his kind. Y'all watch this now. He's not going through there. He's not going to go through. He could very easily walk himself right through, but he's not going to. He's going to poke his little head through and grab what he needs to sustain himself and remain on this side of the fence so that we all know that he's Pablo, the human duck. The human duck. Pablo, who's not a little. But I want to ask y'all a question. Now, I'm just playing with the idea. So I do not believe in reincarnation, but it doesn't matter what Lester believes. But I'm going to ask you this because I saw it in a comment and I thought it was actually one of the funniest and the most thought-provoking comments ever. But is there more? Do we have here at I'm a Survivor, do we have any other animal who acts more human-like than Pablo? Now, you got to do some thinking here, and for those of you who watch the videos religiously, then you know that Pablo, there's just a couple of things. Pablo meets us at the door every morning. He comes inside and sits while we have our coffee. Oh boy. Pablo meets us there at the glass door every morning so that we can have coffee together. From there, even though we go and we feed all the other littles, Pablo doesn't go with them, y'all. Pablo instead goes out with me and Jake to do whatever chore we're working on. If it's a Saturday, then he goes out with me and Jamie for whatever job we're working on. When we come home in the afternoons, Pablo's not waiting for us out here in the pasture. He's either gone off on his own to one of the ponds, but even then, he doesn't go to the pond to hang out with his own kind. Because these are not his kind. These are not his kind. And that's cute and it's sad. And then it makes me ponder another question. I'm gonna get down here with him. He loves human interaction, yet he just cannot seem to find anybody who quite understands him. And then he starts doing stuff like that because he wants to play. And of course we play with him. And so I just say, I mean, seriously, if you were going to be reincarnated into an animal, if you could be, I mean, yeah, we could all want to be a billy goat. That'd be fun. Especially if you could be a mean one like Ringo with a bell. That'd be cool. Some of y'all would rather be like little Shirley over there who gets so much love and attention. But is there any other animal who acts more human-like than this one right here? And I'm serious about that. Now, yeah, he'll do duck-type things like fly and swim. But as far as who he chooses to hang out with, it's not these guys on the other side of the fence. No, it's the guys that live over on this side. Now, I'm going to tell you, everything about Pablo is not so sweet. Yeah, everything about Pablo is not so sweet and pretty. I think one of the most embarrassing things is when we have anyone come over and they walk up our steps. We have to make sure that we come out earlier in the day with the power hose. It's actually become one of my son's Lex's newest chores, is whenever he comes over, he has to come and spray off our porch where Pablo sleeps at night. Well, because he's Pablo. Because he's Pablo. Where I have to ask that thought-provoking question. Have you ever felt like a Pablo? Seriously. Amongst family. I would say amongst friends, but I have learned to differentiate between friends and acquaintances. I used to not use that word. Seriously. I used to not even use that word, an acquaintance. It was either a friend or I didn't know them, you know? But I have learned there are people in your life that might be a big part of your life that you may find yourself doing a lot of things with the way friends would do, yet they're not your friends. They would be your acquaintances. I'm going to turn the camera around. So whereas it's obvious that most people try to, in life, find their own kind, for the most part. Have you ever noticed, or have you ever felt like a Pablo? That you just don't seem to fit in with your kind. Or for some reason, you feel outcasted from your kind, and so you prefer a life of Pablo, a life of, you might say solitude, but it's really more of a life of doing your own thing, making your own way, and just not conforming to the things that everyone else does. I'm just curious. I like to talk. I like it. I love these kinds of comments. I love these kinds of comments. I love these kinds of videos that can maybe spark this kind of a comment. I know that many people in the replies are going to talk about how cute Pablo is. And yes, it's true that Pablo is just like a reincarnated human. And that may be as far as some people get. And that's fine. But, is there any other animal who is more? I don't know, that's a good question. We're having a little peek at everybody while we're here. We're just gonna peek at everybody. I'm trying to squeeze myself in between feed troughs. What has happened to your back? You look nasty. What did you get into? Oh, hey, what is all over you? Guys, that is not poop. So for all of the people who are out there, oh no, Jacob, I know exactly what that is. Oh, no. No, Jacob Emery Morrow. Jacob, I know exactly what that is. Oh, no. Jacob. Oh, there's another one. The horses bit into our, oh no. I hope they didn't get themselves sick from that. They wouldn't have eaten it. they would not have eaten that. Guys, what's all over the back of Bucky's right there and all over his side is some of that concrete substitute. It's that expanding foam. You probably have seen it in a can, but we've been buying it to use for our fencing projects. And the thing is, what happened earlier today was when we were doing our fencing, one of the donkeys grabbed one and began to shake it, just playing around. Oh my gosh. And it looks like that while we were doing what we do, it must have gotten all over him, and I didn't even realize it. Earlier, when them donkeys grabbed that composite stuff, move away, and started shaking it,
yeah.
I didn't know it got all over the back of Bucky's.
Oh, no.
I knew that you yanked it out of his mouth, and I knew that it had punctured it, and we saw that stuff splattering everywhere. And all I remember I told you was, don't let that stuff squirt in your face. And it ended up squirting all over the back of Bucky's. You got to come see him.
Oh,
why are you still videoing?
Oh, I just got the donkeys in here.
Oh, you're making a video of your own?
Yeah.
Well, you can look at my video later.
I'll quit now.
Yeah, Jake, this is horrible. That stuff must have come shooting out of there. Look, don't let a voodoo kick you when you come behind them. Let them know that you're here. Come over here and look at this horse. Oh, buddy. I saw that stuff just a squirting, Jake. It come just shooting out of there.
Oh, my God.
And it shot all over his back.
It was a perfect back shot.
They all took off. Y'all, we didn't video this moment. We didn't video that, did we?
I don't think so.
Because Jake snatched that stuff away.
Oh, we were watching the directions.
We were reading the directions. We finally had to watch the directions on the YouTube channel. That stuff shot all over his back, Jake. It come out of there, and it's sticky. It is sticky. Bucky's, you look like, oh, well. I don't know how Jamie, and I say Jamie's going to get that out. Yeah, one of the donkeys grabbed that container, y'all, and just shook that bag, and it punctured it. All right, this video has gone all over the place, but I think that you've had a chance to peek at pretty much everybody. And now we got an issue. That's not an issue. That's something that we got to clean up. That's just a mess we got to clean up. But what's new?